For those who wanted to know, this bike is actually a 125cc Pit Pro. It's the double R, so it's actually the race version. The modifications I've done to this is I put front and rear rim locks on it. So it's got rear rim lock, front rim lock, it's got a speedo on it, but other than that it's pretty much standard. Haven't really done too much else to it. I've done obviously the handlebars, it's got pro tapers on it, upgraded clutch, upgraded billet quarter turn throttle. It's got single piston front brake calipers, which I'll have to probably upgrade to the twin. The bike itself is pretty much stock, so I haven't changed too much, and these are the actual original tyres that came on the bike, so they've lasted pretty well. The Carl's bad, they don't wear out too easy. So, but this is probably going to need a new tyre soon. It's getting pretty low. So guys, just a update on the 190 engine. It's actually in the bike now. It just bolted straight in. Like, I had no issues whatsoever. This was probably the easiest engine to put in. My 125 was harder to put in than what this was. So bolted straight in to my frame. So if you've got this style of frame, which I'm pretty sure is the Honda 3-mount system or 4-mount system style of frame, then it will just bolt straight in. I'm pretty sure it's 3-mount because you've got mount down the bottom, mount there and mount there, and then the 3-way bracket. So it just went straight in. I haven't had any issues. The only thing I had to do was down here, get a light, my bash plate, I had to just bend the sides, the little arms out, to actually go around the Daytona engine, because obviously it's a lot wider of engine in the bore. So, but everything else just goes straight in, like pretty much lines up right away with the sump plug bolt. I think it's out of fraction. I haven't had to do anything in the way of foot pegs. A lot of people say you got to grind the foot pegs. I haven't had an issue at all. Like on the other side here, you can see that it's come close, but it hasn't actually hit the foot peg at all. I'm actually really impressed. This is just going in too easy. I'm just waiting to have an issue with it, because nothing ever just goes this easy. So I'll keep you posted. I just thought I'll let you know that it's now in the bike and it is ready to go. So I'm gonna continue just bolting everything up. I've sat my oil cooler, I sat that up here, and the oil cooler is going to come close to the engine obviously. But alright guys, it's a continuation of the 190 build. This is where I'm at. I've now got the carby on, got all the wiring all set up. I've just got it tucked up there. I'm going to have to work with that. Now, just a note with the wiring, obviously with your bike, I would recommend you sit the seat, just lightly sit it there and keep checking every time you do the wiring, because you don't want the plugs and stuff rubbing on the plastics, because that's going to become an issue down the track. So you want all the stuff like this is all the rev limiter and timing. That wiring that comes out of the back of the CDI, I'm fairly sure that's what it is from looking at the diagram. Also, another thing to really download is the 190 manual, owner's manual. You can get it online, download that, because it's worth its weight in gold when you're working on this. So I've now got the carby on. It's the Kean PE28. It's got the Daytona decomp race manifold on it. I've set the coil up. I don't know if I ran through it in one of the other videos, but if you have a DHZ 125 big bore exhaust, it will fit straight onto the 190. It bolts straight in there, sits perfect, has enough clearance on the bash plate. So it's got some clearance on the bash plate. I don't know if you guys can see it. Runs up, it has enough room around near the oil cooler lines. Runs up, it's a little bit close to the clutch cable, and then it comes out the back, which mine suits fine. The one issue I have had with the engine, the only issue I've really had, is the clutch. I've had issues with this clutch cable. I'm pretty sure it's just the clutch cable's not the right one. Everyone I've spoken to, it's all touch and go with the clutch cable. It either works or it doesn't work, and people say it's all due to which bike you have and the let setup on your bike. So this is the update. It should be up and running soon. Should get it up and running soon. So I've just got to put the Kickstarter on it, get the oil cooler and everything all set up on here. Everything else pretty much just flowed together. I didn't have really any issues at all. Run the oil cooler lines. Obviously you got to make sure that you keep it away from the exhaust and all that sort of stuff. Fill the thing up with oil. There's your oil filter there. Got enough clearance between the front wheel and the rocker cover, because I wasn't sure if I was going to have that with installing it in this bike, because it's got a very shallow rake on it. So I thought that may have been an issue, but everything has just seemed to go in perfectly. So this clutch cable, it's pretty like stiff. It's actually a pretty stiff clutch setup, and it's very short throw as well. So yeah, this is the update. I've also added the pink lines and stuff on the carby. My carby didn't come with any plastic hose on it, but I ended up sourcing some of that and put that on. But everything else, I've got a uni filter which is oiling at the moment, and then I'm just going to get everything else set up and it will be right to go. Give it the first kick and start it, go from there. Now the spark plug on these, also I'll run by you guys, is different. It's a different size spark plug. It's not the same size socket as like a 125 and I think the 140s and stuff. This one's actually a smaller spark plug, so you need a 13mm socket, tube socket, to get onto it. That's the other thing I'd note on the engine. Gonna put the chain and stuff on. I've got a new chain to go on it, because new front sprocket, you don't want to put an old chain on. Breather line, which runs in down there, that went in pretty much really easy. So I'm really happy with it at the moment. It's been one of the easiest sort of put in the engine and go for it. So I've taken my time with this. It's now down to that fiddly sort of stuff where you've just got to make sure stuff fits, and you got to take your time with it. So that's the part that it's at now. But soon enough it'll be tank on, seat back on, and start it up for the first time, and then take it for a ride, and then do all the adjustment sort of stuff. So this is just an update, guys, another update. If you have any questions about the Daytona engine, feel free, like I said, just shoot it in the comment section. And if you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up. Till next time, guys, peace.